Families, greetings, brothers and sisters, sisters and brothers. First, allow me to thank you for watching. Please permit me to again give my gratitude at the risk of being repetitive, but the emphasis is intended. To use life's most valuable commodity, one's time on one's life's work is humbling, to say the least. Secondly, this is not any form of monetary solicitation or a vain attempt for correspondence. The sole purpose for this small offering is enlightenment and upliftment. The words spoken, heard, and listened are of no particular religion, political alignment, or bound by any chains of obligation to any one person. These are for all to see truth, falsehood, agreement, or disagreement. However interpreted, they are sincere and up to the point of late 2016 and early 2017 have been researched. So if times, places, and names are dated, may it be forgiven, but the intent is so no such request is made. Now also in the course of over a year and a half, many more books, periodicals, and television has been read and watched since. So my understanding has increased, evolved, and matured in some areas, and I've been learned to accept my wrongs and misunderstanding subjects and life in general. Disagreeing with my former self is part of the gift of learning, but for the cause, mission, and purpose, I am unrepentant. All was done void of bias, done only in love, and up to that point with available resources, the most thorough research. Due to my incarceration, some, and unfortunately most, believe we are lacking tools or information to stay up to date and current. May this help to dispel the myths. We are of the old guard in our acquiring of said information, but a labor of love is the application applied to myself. In the words of Bobby Cartwright, what you won't do for love. In the digital, social media, and instant access age, I'm sure I will be Googled. As you'll see in the forum, it's a dialogue. For me to be challenged and questioned by any in attendance at the time. May it be kept in mind whether you are appalled, sympathetic, mortified, understanding, or apathetic to my crimes, my heart is here. People are not what they've done, but what they do, my opinion, in life. We all go into a cocoon, a caterpillar, and reemerge as butterflies or moths. Through butterflies labor in the light of days, moths are more conditioned to labor in the darker times and areas of life. One is no less important to life or beautiful. Only perspectives, personal, separates the two, not life, just us people. I made a promise to the person I wanted to become then and the victims of my crimes to bring life after death and use tears to water this desolate garden of prison, forgotten by most. May this submission be a testament to the work begun in my life and in the others through me. To close this introduction, I'm making no claims of being the next Eldridge Cleaver, George Jackson, Geronimo Pratt, Umia Abu-Jamal, Stanley Williams, Frederick Gore, or Malik El-Hajj El-Shabazz. I'm the first Dyron Yokley, number 304810 of the same spirit, and student of them and many others, sisters heavily also. Thank you once again. Be blessed and always a blessing. Authentically yours, family, one love.
That's it. We'll do what we can. Brother Benny put that up there. You can't be surprised. Yeah. Before you wrote it, I told you.
Yeah. All right. This is about a sister, Nikki D. Giovanni.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, she's a poet. And like a civil rights activist too. She said, never afraid of losing. That's not what bothers me. I was always afraid that if I didn't fight, what would I be? Which is saying, like, if you always fall for anything, you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And that's really like all of us, basically. Because sometimes we tend to shy away from the big dance or whatever like that concerning, say, religion, politics, things of that nature, or certain things that we don't just exactly just see eye to eye on. But that's basically what she's explaining. We can all use it and apply it to our everyday lives.
Anybody want to ask Brother Benny about they got it from? And that's something we were kind of just talking about in the sense that y'all was never afraid. If you brother want a desk though, y'all get one if y'all be more comfortable with the desk. See, I was never afraid of losing. That's not what bothers me, you know. So, how many of us are afraid to lose? And what do you consider losing?
Well, for me, mostly, like right, with my situation with this jail, with prison, with the case and stuff, like, I mean, just greater circumstances. You know, like with my situation with my case, I was afraid. I ended up being afraid, not at the beginning. At the beginning, I was strong. I was like, you know, man, look, I don't care what they say, how much time I'm facing, woo-doo-woo. I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna stand my ground. But in the end, you know, I ended up failing because, you know, I bailed out. You know, I copped out.
Now, there's an interpretation of what is failure. You know, did your sense of failure, you know, was it the best thing to do for you at that particular moment? You know, according to the information that you had. You don't gotta be specific, you know what I mean?
I don't think so. I mean, I just lost confidence as it went on. I lost confidence as it went on.
We can sign in, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna forget to sign in. I said, I was never afraid of losing. That's not what bothers me, you know. So I was always afraid that if I didn't fight, what would I be? Now we just talking about a fight. When you go into a fight, what is your expectation?
Win.
All right, told I keep.
Win.
To win, okay, you go into a fight to win. Now, during the course of that fight, what is your expectation? One love. Peace, brother. Oh yeah, don't forget to sign in, brother. Yeah, cause we just now they want to make sure you know everybody documented. The thing is too is that if ever any time that they say that you want in the unit, you can always trace your whereabouts. You know, we try to keep everybody safe. And then too, they try to bring a dark cloud over this trial, over this movement. You know what I mean? It's a pot. They try to put something negative and try to put some evil in it. You know, so they just let them know that it's righteousness up here. You know, that's for you. Whoever. I know you gonna watch it.
It's my first time coming up.
Huh?
I got some rock fire and popping on the town, but we sit around talking. I ain't never been to.
So welcome, bro.
Yeah,
I hope you get uplifted up here. But back to the fight. What is the expectation of a fight? Brother said to win.
Mm-hmm.
What else? What do you expect to during the course of the fight?
I'll take some low.
There it is. Now see, a lot of us when we fight or we go into a thing, we don't expect anything in return.
Yeah.
We act like to be opposed means that you're not gonna get hit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a knockout, I'm a one-hitter quitter.
Yeah.
You've never seen
know.
any great fighter, any great battle.
Not get hit.
Exactly. You know, so that's the thing, could be losing your ego, lose your pride, because you probably the best fighter in this compound. He made it cold. He come out of the room with a black eye. You know, that may destroy him. His mind be like,
Man, so focused on that right there.
I ain't supposed to lose a blow. I ain't supposed to lose a defensive step. You know what I mean? That's not reality.
That's not reality.
It was the same thing with Ronda Rousey. She got over herself that she was the best and got knocked out by that little girl.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not, who knows how many different factors play into that.
Yeah.
But fear, that's what slavery is.
Yeah, because you got to be
That's
a
fear.
be feared, yeah.
Anytime, anything that you can correlate or tie in to slavery, there was a fear factor involved. Somebody was afraid of something. You know what I mean? That's what a slave is. We afraid of something. We're afraid to go to the hole. We're afraid to have our cells shut down. We're afraid to not get the appeal. We're afraid to get shipped. We're afraid to ruffle administration feathers. You know what I mean? They won't let it go to unit to unit. There's a fear. That's slavery. Even to our ancestors, there was a fear of getting beat. There's a fear of your family getting torn apart. There's a fear of being killed.
Yeah.
There was a fear of being raped. There was a fear of watching your loved one be killed. That's what slavery is. That's the only way you can enslave people. You know what I mean? Now, once you fear, you become inferior. You know what I mean? Now you're thinking less than because you gave somebody else power over you mentally. Now just think about slavery. You have a plantation of one family in that time on average, maybe a grandmother, grandfather, a father, a mother. That time they reproduce a lot. We'll say 6, 7 kids, over 3 or 4 overseers. So we'll say 12, 15 people on average on a plantation of 70 acres. And they have a slave population of 200 slaves.
What's the equivalent of an acre, by the way?
Man,
What's the equivalent of an acre? See,
What's it math-wise?
Yeah.
I haven't.
it's like
No,
football field. Not the whole football field. I think half of it.
Let me see. Let me
I
see if
think
I
it's
can
half.
get the proper measurements. That's what you asked for, the measurements. Let me see. I don't know. I know that's.
And in the back of your composition folder? No, I'm talking about he got a composition folder over there.
Is it land mass? No. I don't know. But that's how I find out. It's however many feet, that's so many feet. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Acre.
What is it? Okay, 160 square feet. Y'all know what square foot is?
Yeah. Yeah, I said that what you see looking at right there,
Yeah,
right
that's
there
what-
was on the floor right there.
Well, these shoes are 11. What is
This
it?
square-
10 and a half. These are 10 and a half. So
Yeah, this square,
so make it 12 inches.
This square you looking at.
That's a
on the
square
floor.
foot. So how many did you say it was?
It ain't square feet, it's 160 square rods, which 30 and 1/4
Rods?
square rods equals 1 square rod.
Right.
Right here, say, look at it right here,
Right.
30 and 1/4 square yards. equals
Oh,
1
yards.
square rod.
A yard is 3 feet.
Yes, sir.
So you got 3 feet. So take 1, 2, 3, and probably about right there, 3.5 of these things, roughly. So many thousand of those is an acre. So you got 70 acres of that. You know what I mean? With all the numbers. And you know, when mathematically, because we all believe in math, numbers don't lie, as they say. When you become more powerful than that. Oh, I'll use the actual proper math sign that they use. How did that happen?
They don't supposed to have. They fear.
Exactly.
Fear.
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 This,
Yeah,
this
fear.
feared this.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason. The most ancient battles, you know, when they came into Al-Qulan, the continent, you know what I mean, they came with weapons that weren't seen before.
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah, exploded.
What's that?
You know, you running up, pow, he dropping.
What's that?
What kind of magic stick he got, you know what I mean? So that it's something that you've never seen.
Yeah,
People,
fear.
you feel what you
Fear,
don't
fear,
understand,
fear, fear.
and then you wind to hate what you can't conquer. You know what I mean? But at the same time, hate is just the opposite of love. Once you love self and know who truly are, there's nothing that you can't conquer. It all correlates, you know what I mean? You know, and there's nothing that you shouldn't understand. Once you understand, there should be nothing that you ever feel. You know what I mean? So really, we fear our own actions. You know, a lot of times I've kept myself out of a lot of situations and conversations from a certain environment because I fear my reaction. because historically I've had, I don't say anger problems, I've never been a real angry person, but I tend to overreact. Once I get my mindset on something, I'm locked in, you know what I mean? Now that's a great trait if it's for some positive, if it's something about building. If I got a goal, I'm very goal oriented, I say it like that. And it worked both ways for me. If I wanted to accomplish something financially, accomplish something personally, working out or whatever, it was great. I'm gonna get to it. Now I feel, okay, if it was something negative, go tear this up, go destroy this, go fight this, it was the same sense, you know what I mean? Now, bless you, brother. Now, what is that scale balance at? I believe it's unbalanced because obviously I'm not where I want to be. You know what I mean? But that's the thing about a fight. We just talked, matter of fact, before they left, we just talked about, before y'all came, we were talking about, on this exact subject, as far as fighting. The brother said, well, I really don't know how to file paperwork. I said, well, shoot, some brothers won't even put their name on a paperwork that's already been filed for you on your behalf. For what sense? I ain't ever these folks, I ain't about to get shut down, I ain't about to have them harassing me. Well, you're not really ready to fight. You know what I mean? And she said, if I didn't fight, not who I would be, what would I be?
A slave.
A slave. She had knowledge. You know what I'm saying? That's the only fear she had was being afraid. See what I'm saying? So once they can negate each other, I fear being a slave. So if I fear being a slave, I will be fearless, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? That's the only thing you fear is being a coward. You know what I mean? In a sense, not fighting sense, because anybody can fight. You be a little itty bitty puppy and tap on the nose enough in that corner, he go, he might have 3 teeth in his mouth. He gonna try something though. So that don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? What fight are you willing to fight? Are you willing to fight for your family? In a sense, we think fight for our family. Okay, I'll go out there, I'll die for my family. Live for your family.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Do everything you can now. Stop smoking. Exercise. If you love your family, give yourself the best possible chance to be out there with them as long as possible. You know what I mean? Don't put yourself in a situation where you talking to them, I miss y'all, but now I'm in a hole tomorrow. So now I'm saying I'm really not doing anything I can to get to you as fast as I possibly can. You a liar. You know what I mean? I want to see my grandkids, great-grandkids, but I'm smoking, drinking, doing dope every day, don't exercise, eating everything I can on commissary, I don't even know how to pronounce the ingredients. You a liar. No, you're not. You ain't trying to live, you ain't trying to have longevity. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm gonna do for the brother that ain't been here. I was about to start talking about something up there. I don't want to do that. I don't want to change the format. For the brother that haven't come, they haven't been here before. Yeah, I'm sure it's part of my vocabulary. And then too, that's another thing about fear that I talk about a lot too. If you know the right way to, talk or enunciate your words, don't be afraid to do that, because some brothers know when we get in front of administration or people in power, we know how to, yes sir, yes ma'am. We speak real. Our grammatical performance is A1. But when we go back, man, kick it, man. No, man, speak like that. Because if you want to be that life, you want to be sure uplift, let them brothers know, bro, you can be intelligent. You know what I mean? Because that's fear kicking in. I don't want to be a slave to the terminology. Oh, he talk white, or he a nerd, he ain't cool. No, what you doing ain't really straight. That's dumb. Because whether y'all know or not, a lot of times we talk the duh, the that, the them, when we use that type of language, that's slave language. That was the rawest, most ignorant way that our ancestors, they are ancestors, you know what I'm saying, but our ancestors in this country, that's the way they got English. That sure gonna be alright, putting B in there. That's not a problem. Even though English is a vast language, it ain't something to be proud of, but that's the language that we have over here that we've learned. So master that language, because that's the language that's being used against you. When you went to the courtroom, they mastered that language against you. You sitting in prison because they put that language and mastered against you. You believe in laws and in books. Man, I'm a range 1 offender, so all I can get is they have to sentence me between this and this time. Some on paper made you believe that's all you could do. But at the same time, it's another law somewhere else in another language. Well, not another language, but speaking this language is somewhere else saying that, no, it's not, they don't have to be like that. But you have to master that language. It's like if you're playing a game, you have to know those rules. I can't play chess and then read checkers rules. You're gonna get your head cracked. You're gonna lose every time. But the thing we have up here, we go around as brothers, you know, things we put on the board, we try to put together and not put together, but we take a vote as far as what we'll start with. You know, at the end of the day, we always try to tie them in. So we have pagan, plagiarism, Jesus is God, Al-Qabulan, celebration, and recognize. So, recognize.
I go last.
Nah, we don't have to one more.
Pagan plagiarism.
Pagan plagiarism.
What is recognized spiritual?
We just have to find out. You know how we do it. That's the one you interested in?
Yeah, that in plagiarism.
You gotta choose one.
But I'm just saying, I don't know what we.
It's your primary choice. We never know, do we?
Which one your primary choice?
Recognize.
Okay, recognize.
Celebration.
Celebration.
Okay, I don't know.
Just anyone that catch your attention.
Get massive. What do Akabu line mean?
Akabulan.
What do they mean?
That's the original name for the continent of Africa. You know what I'm saying? No, he asked what it meant.
That's why I was asking you what we read.
No, that's gonna be a topic
We
of
know what the
discussion.
word recognize means.
Yeah.
He's me. Yeah, look at you. I got him one time though.
Recognize. Akabulan. Yes, sir. Recognize.
There it is. There it is.
We still got it.
Yes, sir.
We gotta recognize it.
Bam. Okay. Now, recognize. Now we understand we talk about language a lot. What words do you see up there? Read. What does read mean?
Again.
Repeat. Okay. To cognize. What is that? To cognize. To be cognizant. Everybody know what that means? To have an awareness of. You know what I mean? To have an understanding. So when you use the word recognize, it means. Well, what do you think? What does recognize mean to you?
I understand
To be aware. To understand something. Now, to understand, to be aware, that is that. So when you recognize, what are you doing? By proper definition. Exactly. You're really becoming knowledgeable of things that are already in you, information that you've already come across before. I recognize that. How can you recognize something if you've never seen it before? See what I'm saying? So when we say recognize the God within, recognize self, know thyself, it's something that's already within you. You know what I'm saying? You just have to be aware of it. You have to become re-aware. You know what I mean? Just like if we are all born, we are all creatures, we are all, you know, creations and things of that nature. We tend to separate ourselves from animals because we say animals really can't think. Animals automatically have a cognizant information of what to do. You know what I mean? To hunt, to live. One of the great examples I like to have are turtles. A turtle is basically a bandit on a beach. Literally like 1,000 miles from where it habitates at. But once the shell cracks, if they survive, that's the thing. It's a fight.
where you going.
Exactly. But it's the thing. They have to fight out this shell, dig up through this sand, get past these predators. Then not only make it to the water, you have to survive in the water because you're this big and everything is hungry in the water. You know what I mean? But it recognizes something in it, tells it where it's supposed to go automatically. So what separates us from that? Well, now we have that innate capability. Yeah, but I'm just using this as an example, but it's TV, it's books, different papers, different periodicals, things of that nature. These are what take us off course because naturally born, you're saying you you are cognizant of being hungry. You have cognizant of different things. And a child learns whether you know you learned or not. We don't remember being infants, but when you're hungry, you knew how to get a response to feed you. Something, and they told you to make a sound. Maybe initially, a baby is doing that. You look, oh, that's cute. Something in that child saying that's not working. And this is a month old. We think children don't, they stupid, they don't know. No, it's something that's naturally in you. And
Intelligence.
now you got something to attend to. We like, okay, that's what works. You know what I mean? You know, but we tend to, once we get older, our parents, our peers, different things start putting different information in us. We don't like this, and we're not a part of that. We don't get down with this, and we're from this city, we're from this town, we're from this side, we're from this hood, this project. You know, we think like this, we live like that. So much information, you start getting really uncognizant.
Sometimes you have to discern between what's good information.
We talk about at a primary level. You know what I mean? You have no discernment because now just think about the nation of our ancestors. Everybody that came to that island, there was a welcome, there was an embrace, there was a sense of we want to uplift you, we want to give you certain ways of life to take back to your people to make you better. Let's trade and exchange information. Let's trade and exchange ways of life. And if you don't have any, we got plenty over here for you. Here, take this. Now, as a child, what's innate in us was sponges. We want to learn, you know what I mean? Just think about, I don't know if you had little nieces, nephews, sons, daughters, or little children. If you can remember when you were young, a child, we're told, and we believe it, that children are selfish. No, they're not. Children are taught to be selfish. A child would quit. He could eat half a lollipop, drop it from somebody. He won't even think about it. Because that's innate in him. Love, God, truth, righteousness is innate within us. We learn these other needs. We learn these other things. That's what God is in us. But at the same time, it's ungodly because we don't really have an awareness of what we're doing. It's something that's just innate in us. Righteousness is innate within us. Until something comes and shows us that, well, if you hold it to yourself, you know what I mean, you'll get more. So a child picks up on these things. Let me see that. No, mine. That's not a child's initial awareness. The child is free here. I have no attachment to that. You know, a jump man silver don't mean nothing to a child until you put it in that child's head. That's valuable. You know what I mean? A Nike sign, a clothing label, a basketball team. You know what I mean? These things are put in us. Now, at a point in time, become a learning. When you just think about it now in prison, we around killers, murderers, rapists, robbers, pimps, con hustlers. But there's something that we recognize in one another that we still do for each other. Because if we were really those people, we had to be on a supermax. We cannot coexist. If we were really that what they say we are, just a thugged out, crazy, insane, then how can we coexist? We'd be clashing all the time. So something we recognize, we recognize, we become real aware of what's really in us. Man, we in this thing together, man. We fight, you know what I'm saying? We in this struggle together. We against these odds together, man. We gotta come together. Man, that brother hungry, man. Know some of the just guys that'll con you out your dirty drawers, but then turn around and give you soup if you're hungry. He recognizes something in himself, something that's already there. You know what I mean? But at the same time, what do you put in information like? Y'all know the brother went. That's how he gonna come back. He was in here earlier. We were talking. What's that brother name? Nah, I just hit that too. Solo. Yeah, Solo. The brother Solo came in earlier, and we had discussion. You know, the brother was like, well, that when brothers come in here, that you know, once you finally get locked up and get to a certain stage, that it's over. And I told him, well, I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? Because if you believe it's over, what is the point? What's the point of reading? What's the point of doing anything? If I believe that everybody in this room, that, hey, y'all locked up, y'all grown ass men, as they so to speak, do what you do. What's the point? You know what I mean? You know, but I recognize, I'm aware of something that's in me that's within you. You know what I mean? Cause what we say, we see young brothers there, we see, I see me in that young brother. You recognize, you have an awareness of yourself, of your prior self, of your former self. Or, on the flip side, I'm gonna tell you how cold it is, we recognize something in people who are doing better than us. You're like, man, I can do that, man. I could be that success. I could be that family man. I can get my case overturned. We recognize, like, man, it's something great in me too. I can be that leader. You know what I mean? I could be the one up there. Yeah, it's in me. You know what's in you. Now, the thing is, there's that crucial point in recognition. Once you recognize it, like a turtle, you recognize, okay, boom, I gotta get out this, I recognize I gotta get out this egg. I recognize I gotta cross this beach. Now the thing is, from the point that you recognize, where do you go? You know what I mean? Do you take that and say, well, man, big booty, butt naked, big breast girls on TV, or do I say, man, let me go read the newspaper? You know what I mean? There's decisions, there's choices that you have to start making. If you recognize yourself as a success, then you have to be cognizant, be aware of what it took for that to be a success, or that person to be a success. If I could look at, you know, Magic Johnson, to me he's a business, as far as a business format, to me that's one of my business role models. Because for that man to really didn't make a lot of money in NBA, you know what I mean? To go through what he went through for personally, medically, with the HIV thing and all that, you know, to be ridiculed, to lead a game, to bounce around and all that. Now you're a multi-billionaire. You know what I mean? Somewhere you saw somebody, you know what I mean, that was successful, and you recognize that I can do that. So what did he do? He started studying. He started learning. I watched this thing today. Anybody watch the Inside the Label?
Mm-hmm.
Now I saw it today for the first time.
Yeah.
Now
every day and put that in the town.
We look at Sean Combs. You know what I mean?
That man was
he balling, and we see the party. You know what I mean? But he worked for free.
Yeah.
For years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You come from one record label without working with.
And one thing the brother Andre Harrell said, he said, like, man, this boy's a problem. He knew, cause what he do? He recognized himself in him. Like, he got that drive. You know what I mean? Because he recognized he gonna be a problem. Cause one day he not gonna be my employee. He gonna be my peer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
One thing I seen too, you know, remember when P did it, he had that show, he was making the band, and he had the people working for him go get the cheesecake. But they supposed to go all the way across town without no cars, no nothing, this, that, and the other.
Yeah, go walk
but
and get it.
He ran. Andre had asked him to go to the store one time, and he was like, by the time he hung up the phone, he like, Puffy standing right back in front of me with the CD that I asked, that I said I wanted. He like, dang, how you get back so fast? He said, I ran all the way over there and ran all the way back. And that's when he said, man, this dude gonna be a problem. He seen the hustle, but him doing that on the flip side, when he got the chance and he was making his band, he was sending them out and he was trying to see.
No, he was trying to
see if they had. He was trying to recognize, see
himself.
if they had, see himself in them, see if somebody had the same drive, the same hustle.
Doing that, obviously he didn't see it at first. He like, they don't. It's not there. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna be able to make profit off of it because I'm a businessman, and my main objective is to get business. But not his main objective, but that was one of his top priorities, was to make business. But his main objective was obviously to find himself. Who can I one day? That's what any leader, any head of anything, he wants to. If he builds something great, you know your time coming. Then you're gonna get older. Life gonna change. You may want to do other things. You want somebody reliable that you can pass something on to. That's the point. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of them great leaders they look for or try to recognize themselves. And a lot of times you see a lot of the business people, they find people just any walk of life. They'll walk up, and if you see some people that are successful to others, they'll say, I don't know, I was just in the right place at the right time. And in the midst of a party of hundreds of people, that the person that the predecessor say, I saw something in them. I recognize something in them, something they said, something they did. I recognize that. I recognize that. You know what I'm saying? I was aware of in him or in her what is in me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take it upon myself to groom this person. You know what I mean? To uplift this person, to build this person. You know what I'm saying? Because I need them to recognize in themselves how great they are. And not even, and then when you pass something on to a successor or to your children, what is your main goal for your children? What do you want them to do?
Be successful.
Thank you, brother.
Be better than you. Be better
Bam,
than you.
exactly.
Better than that.
Exactly. That's one of the, and hopefully it would be the main thing. If I made $100 million, you know, I have $2. Excuse me. If I made $100 million, you know, and I was great, I was very successful, I should want for my daughters to be billionaires, off top, no questions asked. And hopefully they would want their children to be trillionaires. Now it's attainable. Now whether y'all know or not, there's a trillionaire family on this planet. You know what I mean? You know, the Rothschilds, they are a trillionaire family.
Yes, sir.
Don't let them fool you like it ain't. There's never been a trillionaires, and if you even do the study to historically in this country, you know, the three major heads they were a trillion. They had more money than the whole country put together. But I ain't gonna get on the rabbit trail. I don't want to know, but
Yes, sir.
the only reason I say that is because I want brothers to recognize that is possible. There'll never be years ago, there'll never be a billionaire. Now one popped up. There'll never be a multi-billionaire pop up. There'll never be hundreds of billionaires popped up. This defiant eye. We can't fly. Now you can fly. You know what I mean? Ain't no such thing as no Dick Tracy, George Jetson, to watch a phone. Bam, there it is. You know what I mean? Cause somebody saw these things and recognized within themselves like, no, that's possible. You know what I mean? They didn't accept what somebody said could be done.
Recognize potential to make $1 out of it, basically.
I mean, if that's what drives you, it still starts with a recognition within itself. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, some of the great patents that we do have, the people that recognize didn't even get paid for it. They were stolen from them.
There's a lot of blacks that made, because the Underground Railroad, is one in North Memphis. A lot of blacks made a lot of stuff that they ain't getting. You know,
Plenty of stuff. You wouldn't even have a cell phone if you want for,
yeah, exactly.
I think Ralph, what's his name? Something Sampson. I have to look it up. But, what's the brother's name? Henry Sampson. Henry Sampson. If you want for him, cell phone when we got like 19 patents on the cell phone. It wouldn't even work for one for him. Yeah.
Remember the washboard?
Incorporating the fight from Giovanni and the blank slate as a child, and using the analogy of us where we are now, to recognize and stand alert, you know, in our surrounding, the people that are in our surrounding. I mean, we are blessed in that. I mean, it's like some of the people in some of the penitentiaries we go to, I mean, they come from all walks of life, from different states, some are from different educational backgrounds, and a lot of us just toss them off. You know, we don't try to get to know who they are, what they've accomplished, what they can offer us. And we know from as a child and even going to school and in our business or whatever, that our promotion comes from somebody that we honor in our surroundings. And as you were saying about proteges, if people say, well, I was in the right place at the right time. Well, maybe you wasn't just there, you know, somebody picked you because you was aware and alert. And I just like to say, stay alert, stay aware, because each fight requires different tactics.
Exactly. I just think about this. At this camp, as we presently speak, there's a multi-millionaire successful businessman. There was somebody who a very successful lawyer. There are police officers here. There are many different people who were successful in different walks of life, but they haven't recognized, you know what I mean, really in themselves or in someone else, you know what I mean? And really, we should be offended by that. You know, we should really think like, why does the dope boy, why does the knucklehead, why does the barely literate person gravitate to me? What the hell does he see in me that he's familiar with, you know what I mean? Cause I don't aspire to be that. I don't aspire to regress. You know, I want to be approached by the being like, hey man, how's it, bro? You know what I mean? Cause that we speak, they're here like on this compound. very successful people in very different walks of life who just happen to do whatever they did to get themselves incarcerated. You know what I mean? Now, on the flip side, do we recognize ourselves in them? Oh, they stuck up, they up, they ain't straight. You know what I mean? So we gravitate towards what we gravitate towards too. You know what I mean? I like to work out, so naturally people that exercise, you know, I'll recognize something in them in myself. You know what I mean? But is that all I do? You know what I mean? What are we doing with our time? You know what I mean? What are we doing with ourselves? Because we fear losing $1 more than the one thing that $1 can't pay for is time. Damn, man, I want to spend this money. Man, I don't want nobody to get over on me. I don't want nobody to steal my money from me. But your time being stolen all the time. Getting robbed, raped from you. And you can't get that back. You can buy new shoes, new clothes, new house, get a new girl, make more babies. But that time, you can't the only thing on this world that money cannot buy. And that's our least, most valuable asset to us, mentally. Even though it is the most precious asset, literally, as a truth, but we are living in the untruth. Because go in your room right now and just experiment with yourself. You know, have somebody come in your room and ask them to kind of just touch stuff. You know, somebody you mess with, not somebody silly. Like, hey man, come on and just start not ramming his hand up, but kind of touching my stuff. And see when they touch certain thing how you feel, you'll see where your priority is. Oh, my shoes, on my clothes, my hide spot, on my hygiene, you know what I mean? You'll feel it. You can't deny it. You know what I mean? You'll see what you're really attached to in life. You know what I mean? But then when you sit around, man, I'm bored, man. Ain't nothing to do. It's a library full of books. Ain't nothing to do with newspapers. It's people to talk to. It's people to build with. How the hell is it nothing to do when you around 600-700 men from all different walks of life, different states, different countries, different everything? How is it not anything to do? There's no such thing as not growing. Trees always grow. Grass always grows. The earth always revolves. Nature, animals, they never, only time they stop doing something is if they're tired. They're always doing something. You know what I'm saying? Either they're eating, and they're not eating just for no reason. It's for something to do, to expend energy. They're always doing something. But we're supposed to be smart.
First law of the universe.
I think it's because of,
That's what I am.
I think it's because of when the stuff that we hear, like you said, the stuff we hear on TV and all that right there, and the quotes, different quotes that people be saying, like people say, oh, what do you think, money grows on trees? Literally they do. You know what I'm saying? If you look at it, you know what I'm saying? If you look at it, they literally do, because where they make it from? Come on. But it's like, you know, it's the stuff that we hear. You know,
What is it, Brother Benny?
I was thinking about
It'll come back to you. Now, so the most that you ask a brother, just go when you go back to units. Just walk around, bro, what you doing? Nothing. What you working on? Nothing. What you thinking about? Nothing. Nothing, just break the word down. What?
No, I'm here, Carl. So my bad. It popped up again, all that once you get it.
Now, what do you see in that?
No thing to
No thing. What is no?
No. I mean,
It's a denial.
it's denial.
You know, and the thing, you know, could be a material object or you know, something intangible. It could be anything. But when you say nothing, you telling yourself no. No, I have no drive. No, I have no desire to be better. No, I have no desire to grow. You deny yourself. No. Now you get mad when they tell you no. No, you can't go outside. Man, these folks trip. You telling yourself no all the time. You deny yourself. So you deny yourself whatever thing it may be: success, education, freedom, upliftment, learn how to be a better man, learn how to be a better father, learn how to just be a better person, a better child to your parents. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, you saying no to whatever thing it is that you said that you really want. You deny yourself. Okay, make sure you don't lose it.
Yeah, I was tripping off today. I was doing a little study today or whatever, like, and sometimes when I'm studying something, sometimes I just stop studying for a minute and just sit back and just watch everybody. But you know, like you were saying, like people like be like it's boring and stuff like that. It would make a cold look at it was like it was boring, whatever. So then maybe 10 minutes later, whatever, brother has put on some pliers or something like that, and then everybody just got to happy all of a sudden and rapping the lyrics and you know what I'm saying.
And I think
it was
about
crazy. It was crazy though. It was funny.
to use a young brother plies, you know, like I said, up here, you know, I don't, like we talked about Obama last week, you know, this is not a format to tell anybody belief, tell anybody religion, or especially not tell any other African down, man. Anybody on this planet, any African, Caucasian, Asian, whatever you want to call yourself, identify, this is not to tear it down. This is just acknowledge a reality, man. Now, when think about applying his music it promotes usually what? I don't really listen to Fly, I don't really just
Sell drugs,
getting high,
avenge yourself, avenge yourself, gang bang.
Okay, now, upon them denying themselves whatever thing they say they want, they recognize something in their music, you know what I mean? Now, what I do know about Fly is that the brother was a college graduate, you know what I mean? That he grew up kind of well. And I understand his brother was one who may have been incarcerated for selling drugs. So you can't recognize or become aware of something the person is not. What you acknowledge is that lie. You recognize it, deception, deceit. You know what I'm saying? It's not even entertainment. You love to lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
know what I'm saying? Just think about a female. You know, that she is scandalous. She having sex with everybody. She just looses a goose. Now, but you want to be in a relationship with her. Now you mad at her. You like, hey man, why you? What's it?
Have you been with? She gonna lie to you? That what you wanted?
No. She up front.
She up front. Okay.
Man, you know what I'm saying? I've been with 100, and I'm still clocking. Now you can lay in the bed with me. You can live in the house with me. All that look good, but I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. And now we upset. We're mad. Now just think about the culture of where we're at. We in love with this. We can't say we mad at the system, then turn around and accept everything it gives us. We love this. And I'm sick of Pen-tellect, which I'm trying to get a pack in. It don't go both ways. It's one way. Either you despise this culture, because the only way you're gonna change something is if you finally get sick of it. That's it. Until you really sick of it, be like, man, I'm through with it. I'm tired of it. It's bringing me down. It's hurting me. And what's hurting me is hurting my family. I'm through with it. You know what I'm saying? Or you gonna embrace it. You know what I mean? You can't get mad at it. You can't get mad at this female when she letting you know, I'm gonna do you in now, because if I catch you slipping, I'm gonna slam you in the hole. I'm gonna take your good time away. You gonna get the nap and roll. I'm gonna give you more time. She letting you know up front, this is how I get down. So if you choose to lay in the bed with this female, what right or what can we say really to defend ourselves? What defense do we have? It's the man. It's the white folks. It's your dumb butt. You make these decisions.
You
the brother have to handle too.
Yeah, speaking on that and all that, it's just that people don't want to apply themselves, period. You know what I'm saying? They're just stuck in the same thing that they're used to doing. Like at school, you know, we in class and it's like Miss Smith, she don't play. She tell you keep quiet, she mean keep quiet. You know what I'm saying? And these folks keep playing with this woman. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, we in class. She come into class. She said, "Oh, so y'all think I'm playing?" She went and got the rules and regulations and stuff. And she came back. She said, "Number 2, circle it, put a star, whatever, and get a sheet of paper or 2 sheets of paper. And I want you to write sentence to sentence over and over." And I'm standing there looking like, man, you know what? Everybody now, they quiet. They got pen and paper now ready to write. Look at Miss Smith. I ain't gonna be able to do this. We'll step outside the hall. She said whoever don't do it, she was gonna write them up or whatever, send them to the home. I ain't finna do this. Send them to the home, do whatever. So she pulled me outside. I'm out there. Ooh, hey, they all talking. Ooh, you finna get up and you just don't know. I don't care. You gotta tick. Sometimes you got to take a stand. You know what I'm saying? For something, in order to become something or to succeed in something.
Okay, now.
And saying that is that saying that is that, you know what I'm saying, these kids playing around like kids. You know what I'm saying?
Treat them like them kids.
And don't even realize there are men in here, and this woman over here coming in the classroom, calling the whole classroom females and disrespecting y'all, and y'all laughing about it, thinking it's all good, but let one of these dudes call y'all a female. Y'all ready to beat him up and hurt him and all that, but you got this woman over here taking your dignity away from you, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all playing and laughing. You got the opportunity and education right in front of you. All you worried about is thinking in your mind, you're going out there talking on the phone, or getting high, or this and that, and you wasting your life in here, and you still got the opportunity right in front of your face.
Free education.
Free education, free, them classes they be having skills and trades and all that, and y'all playing, and you think I'm gonna sit here and waste my time and get in trouble for you? No, Miss Smith, I'm not finna do this, matter of fact, take me outside, we'll talk. Miss Smith, look here, I ain't finna take no blame from nobody. There might be some kids in there, I'm a grown ass man. You ain't finna treat me like no kids writing sentences over and over. No.
Okay, now, I see what you're saying, bro. Like you said, take a stand. I see that, bro. Now, we took a stand. Now, I'm gonna show you how that ball got put in motion, why these CEOs and why these teachers and why administration view it like this. Because they know somewhere down the line, you allow somebody to do that to you. You submit so well. So you got put in jail. You have, up until you got in that classroom, along the way, it was a trail of you submitting. Now, you chose to take a stand there. It's all of us. It ain't just you. You know what I mean? So, of course, when they look at you now, just look, let's use our reasoning, our logic. If we seen somebody, say it was me, and every time y'all seen somebody kind of come in my room, take a suit, take a suit, take a suit, take a suit. Now somebody want to come and take a suit. Now, man, I ain't going. What y'all gonna be like? So how you think they view you? Because they know whatever stand you take in that classroom at 3:45, guess what you gonna do? At 9 o'clock, guess what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? At what, 10:15, guess what you gonna do? When they say walking them lines, guess what you gonna do? When they say you ain't gonna get this compensated today, guess what you ain't gonna get? When they say you got too many shoes, let me get that. Them pants too light, let me get that. You really by policy ain't put a hat on your neck. Let me get that. Them glasses that made your list, let me get that. It's a trail of submission for us. So of course, the mind's eye and them, of course, they gonna say, you used to this. You used to being a slave. You used to being submissive. So, you know what I'm saying? Now we wanna stand. Now to take a stand, to stand up means what? Something has to be under your feet. Because we don't float, we don't fly. There has to be something that we're standing on. There has to be a platform, you know what I mean? Now what are we standing on? Are we standing on truthfulness? Are we standing on ego? Are we standing on pride? Are we standing on lies? You know, are we standing on the future for the betterment of those who may come after you in that class? You know what I mean? Are you standing up for the ones in the class to show them a way that, brother, y'all ain't got to take this? You know what I mean? I'll be the sacrificial lamb. But are we really? Because to take that kind of stand, it can't just stop right there. Because once I stand, whether they cut the light, if I stand right here, right there, they cut the lights off, move the chairs around, I'm still going to stand. It ain't going to be with the light, I'm going to sit down. If I choose to make a stand, it has to be universal. You know what I mean? It has to be. That's why, even in the sense like with the camera, because the class used to be bigger than this. We used to have, on average, 20-some people every week. In the first week I said, bro, they want to start recording it, because this is the first shot they fired. Yeah, you shot it. They trying to fire it and say, well, it's gang stuff going on there. And one thing, this has always been open. That door can't lock. You know what I mean? Anybody can walk in anytime they want to. They try to contaminate something beautiful. So what I kept a record of, you know what I mean? And that's how cold it was. I was sitting in the office, see right there, Messianic Judaism brother, the acknowledged rabbi, head leader of Messianic, comes every week. I said, we passing, he comes every week. What gang am I promoting here? What lifestyle is be promoting here? So it went away. So we're gonna start recording. I told her, I said, brother, they're gonna start recording. For about a few weeks, it's like 2 or 3 people here. Why did you feel that? You know what I mean? Now brother starting to come back again. You know what I mean? So what was your real motive?
Best thing.
I told him, I said, you could bring Darren Schofield in here. I don't care who come up in his classroom. He gonna learn just like everybody else gonna learn. You could bring Obama, the head task force, Bubba Gibson come sit right there. What's up, Cap? Anyway, this was going on over here today. Straight up. I don't care about being recorded, man. Please, D, I want to run it. You know what I mean? That's part of the stand there. You know what I mean? I didn't get spooked. Oh man, they gonna start recording. I have nothing to hide. You know what I mean? I have nothing to be afraid of. I'm not gonna let you enslave me. You know what I mean? In that sense. But at the same time, there's a double-edged sword, because I do know if they came like 2 weeks ago, we ain't gonna have class here. You know what I mean? Because didn't nobody show up. I'ma leave. You know what I mean? As bad as I want to have class, as much as I love to be here bonding with my brothers, as much as I love to try to uplift, I know where I leave. You know what I mean? Because in a sense, I'm saying, well, pick my battles. You know what I mean? I could, but what? Now, if I leave, I get locked down, fight the police, do all that, I leave. So what happens? This goes. It's gone. Not just for me, for future generations. Another brother come here, well, saying, bro, I want to take over that time slot and continue the movement. No, because last when they came, X, Y, Z, you a problem, you talking that same stuff, you going to be rebellious, blase, skipping. That's what they did with gangs in a sense. You know what I'm saying? They infiltrated, turned something beautiful to something negative, let the ball roll, so now they say, oh, you one of them. You one of them. So every time your name pop up with a certain letter, where it's a C for confirmation or S for suspect, that entitles me to put and have restrictions against you. Even though you got a perfect prison record, you could be, your family could love you, you could have, man, credentials out the butt, you know what I'm saying, degrees and everything, but just because they put a letter on you, they labeled you, because that's what they used to seeing. And to use is a multi-dimensional thing. Yes, that's used against you, not used for you. You know what I'm saying? But it's used by you. See what I'm saying? It's what you used to. You know what I'm saying? So you used to being submissive. You used to bowing down. So of course I'm gonna treat you in like fashion. We do it around here. We don't even think about it. You know what I mean? Cause like I use an example all the time. We see brother getting hemmed up, talk crazy to officers. We done got used to it. You know, something is like, man, he ain't gotta talk to that man like that. But what we do? Keep on walking. Because that's what we used to. So they used to seeing that. So of course they're gonna keep doing what they used to doing. So they're gonna use you to get their point across. You come here. Put them cuffs down in your pants. I just got put them down. Y'all get used to this. This is how we gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna use him. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be useful to me. Then to something that means that's negative, what you add to it? Abnormal. You abuse. You have a usefulness. You know what I mean? You make the food, you cut the grass, you pick the trash up, we make the clothes. You know what I'm saying? We are useful, but now it crosses that line. You know what I'm saying? Now it becomes abnormal. Abuse. You know what I mean? You turn something that's good into a negative. Now once you abuse and you get used to it, that goes away now. It's just what you used to. I ain't abusing you, shit, what y'all used to. Y'all inmates.
Some verse in the Quran that speaks on like God will never change the condition of people unless they first willing to change it for themselves. So if they don't change, if they ain't willing to change it for themselves first, they might well just get used to it.
Well, what are we doing here? Now, just think about celebration. When we celebrate, what do we want to do when we celebrate? Like say a birthday. What is a birthday celebration of? Of life. Yeah. What do you when your birthday party? What you want to do?
Drink, smoke, have fun.
So how do you celebrate life but kill yourself on that day? I'm alive now. I made it to 20, 30, 40 years old.
Take some more life about me.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
But it's what we used to.
That's what we
Destruction. You know what I'm saying? So we celebrating. I want to see another year. How the hell you want to see another year when you doing everything to not see it?
To shorten it.
You know what I mean? So of course, every day in life, we that's why we confused. That's why some days we mad, some days we happy, some days we sad, some days we full of joy. One day I love my girl, next time man, I'm doing me. Just live your life. We throw it all over the place. Cause it's what we used to. You know what I'm saying? But your heart of hearts, who you really are. You know what I mean? What do you really stand for? You know what I mean? Why racing now? What do you recognize? You know what I mean? What are you cognizant of within yourself? You know what I mean? I was never afraid of losing. That's not what bothered me. You know what I mean? I was always afraid that if I didn't fight, what I would be. You know, so I'm not to be used. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to be used because that's what we're here for. You know what I mean? You have to be useful to be relevant.
Everything
Any walk of life.
is
You know what I mean? That's just how it is. Now the thing is, how do you interpret the word used? Man, dude use you. Man, ain't nobody using me. Hold on now, the state using you for money. This county using you for labor. You ain't mad about that. Because maybe somebody used you to advance, you know, maybe somebody used you to learn something. Maybe somebody used you, just sat around you and just picked up on games so they could learn something. You mad about that. Man, dude is sitting around you, he using you. You know what I mean? Now we tend to look at a negative light. Like we talking about Puff Daddy. If y'all seen that thing, what he said? He said dude office all the time. Andre Herrera knew he was using him.
Mm-hmm. So,
But he wanted him to use it. He wanted him to be something great. You know what I mean? But now us, we ego, the pride. You know what I'm saying? Man, dude, you. And you better believe when you start getting the levels, making millions, people dropping sour stuff here. He didn't care. He like, that's my guy, man. I recognize something in him. I want him to be what he is envisioning himself to be. I'm just gonna be a guidepost. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you see, still let him make his mistakes. Because you have to learn. And then if you notice towards the end of it, he was like, well, when he got out there, he said he didn't get a chance to really learn the business side of it. You know what I mean? He saw how to make the deal, he saw how to talk, he knew how to make the music, but he didn't recognize that it was bigger than that. Now he sat in the office and listened to the calls, but he wasn't in the meetings. When you meet with Fortune 500 people and CEOs and things of that nature, you know what I mean? That's when you have to have that reliability, that trustworthiness, you know what I mean? Like, Puff, you my guy, but you over here having sex every day, getting high, drunk, kicking it, so I can't bring you in this boardroom. You ain't ready for this level yet, you know what I mean? And as much as it hurt me, I gotta let you go. Because anything that becomes a hindrance to one's growth or one's movement, it must be let go.
yes, sir.
Well, you said it. They said it all. About making a stand in what tactics you're gonna use. Are you gonna be governed by your reason? Are you gonna use your emotions to make a decision? For instance, like today, you know what I mean? You got two people playing at two ends of the basketball court, and one end decide they want to run full court, and so I mean they just took it, you know, and took the ball and threw it way across the field somewhere, you know. So now everybody said they were gonna make a stand, but they walked in one by one. They walked off the court. I mean, now what was more important? I got 6 months. You know, but I was one. I mean, this ain't right. This ain't righteous, and everybody else agreeing, and other people saying this ain't righteous. But it ain't worth it. You know, the battle for playing at the other end of the court and forcing them to play on their end of the court as opposed to a full court.
Now
That's the wrong stand.
That's a twofold thing. Now, ones do that because that's what one used to. A predominant number of people with a predominant, you know, mind frame is seemed to want to dominate whatever landmass, whatever arena, whatever thing is going on, because that's what we learn. That's what we learn. That's what we were taught over here. Take it.
What about being used to
No,
letting somebody have their
no,
way?
I'm getting there. I feel your righteous anger. I'm getting there. You know what I mean? Now, but what you said though, now okay, we the only people. You know what I'm saying? Worldwide. Now, this ain't got nothing to do with African. We are the only people worldwide outside on this continent that ask for our freedom. See what you said? Why don't they let them? That's what's wrong with it now. We want somebody to let us do something. You know what I mean? All across the world, every other continent on earth, they fought. They could still fight right now. That's what we've been bred. To take it or beg for it. That's all we know. You know what I mean? And like you said, it won't worth the fight. Now, why would it not be worth the fight? Because what we doing, we setting that tone. If you got the numbers, if you got the aggression, you can get it. So for future generations that come along and have every right to be out there as much as possible, we letting them know you ain't worth the fight. You know what I'm saying? Your turn out there to play ball, your turn to live life, your turn to be free, your turn to excel, your turn to move up and take your family somewhere. You ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? So we can't be warriors and submissive at the same time. It ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? You know, anything that you constantly, just think about a stick or anything that you got. If you constantly move it back and forth, what's gonna really happen? It's gonna break. You gotta make a decision. You know what I mean? Either I am or I ain't. And once you do that, you have to be responsible and well within self to walk away from it. Either I did, I didn't, and quit, and they can't talk about it. Because what it's gonna do? He said it brought up a righteous anger in you, but what is that doing? Stress is one of the top causes of cancer. You stressed about something that's already happened that you can't undo. Now what do you do next time? You know what I mean? Do you go out there as an elder statesman? I'm saying I ain't putting no pressure, responsibility, but I'm just saying, but like, hey brothers, you know what I mean, y'all? You know what I'm saying? At the expense of being ridiculed, man, get your old ass out of there, you know that. You know what I mean? But that's what it's about. I'm just, let's be realistic. You know what I'm saying? Because as I stand up here right now, I'm open to ridicule. I'm open to being mocked. You know what I mean? I'm in opposition to what I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? I'm not supposed to be a scholar. You know what I mean? Been to prison twice, been all over max, close, gang unit, murder charge, sold dope, grew up in the hood, you know what I'm saying, from Chicago, gang banged and done this and done all that, you know what I mean? So for me to say I want to reform my life, for me to make a change, for me not to hustle, you know what I'm saying, for me to come up here and spend my days studying, for me not to be running unit, smoking and drinking and kicking it, really to be on the island to myself, I'm contrary to what I should be. You know what I mean? But it's worth it. You worth it to me, bro. You know what I mean? If you was the only person that came up here, you would be worth it. If any of y'all the only person that came up here every week, y'all be worth it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? But that's me though. I'm willing to bite that bullet, you know what I mean? Because when I walk out this room, I don't have a lot of people gravitating toward me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have people, bro, come, let's kick it, let's do this, let's read this, let's talk about that. What did you learn? Help me learn help me educate myself. I'm not supposed to be a scholar. You know, supposedly. You know what I'm saying? But this is, y'all worth it to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? These times that I spend in my room or at work, reading, studying, these times I spend exercising, trying to build my body up. These times that when I order food, I order oatmeal. Bro, tell you, oatmeal, cereal, peanut butter, you know what I mean? It's a personal choice, but I want to let brother know this way of life works. People only accept what works. I say that every week almost. People are going to go with what works. If they don't see it work, they're not going to try. So if I say that this is the way of life, but then when you talk to me one-on-one, I'm complaining, man, it's hard, man. I'm tired of reading all these books. I'm tired of, you know what I'm saying, not kicking. I'm tired of it. I'm telling you like, well, shit, you don't need to do this. No, I'm telling you, no, this is what you should do, bro. You know what I mean? This is a beautiful way of life. But who's worth it to you? Are you worth it? Because you have to be the first choice at the end of the day. Because regardless, if you hate yourself and love everybody else, that's two things that can't exist. Because you are reliant and everything else that you build upon you, the first time you self-destruct, everything that's attached to you is going down with you. If you the cornerstone of this house, if you the cornerstone of this building, that's the only, if you notice in wartime, when they fought and attack structures, they attack where it was built at. I ain't got to blow the whole thing up. I just need to go where it's built at. Whether it's a group of people, an organization, a group, or whatever it is, they always attack the cornerstone, a.k.a. the head. The cornerstone is just the head. You know what I'm saying? That's what leads it. When you see a pyramid, you know, we're fascinated by the top because it comes to the point. That's not what's important on that pyramid. What's important on the pyramid when they start building that. That's the most important thing. That's the most, because actually the top was something that was added on once they built it. You know what I mean? it was, that's what they say they don't know how to build pyramids.
Yeah.
It's funny they say that, and we'll talk about that another time. But, like, okay, the pagan and plagiarism. Now, two sides. How can our ancestors, you know, our teachers don't, I use the Amun Ra, they worship sun god. That's not true. We'll talk about that, you know, later on. You know, Amun was a principle of knowledge itself, and Ra was universal consciousness. So you had self-conscious, universal consciousness, which came together to make the Amun Ra. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing oneself, true acknowledging the God. I just use that word. The God that really ain't nothing but a principle. Now, you say on one hand, they're pagans. They had a way of life that was heathenistic. They were this and that. But everything you have, what you teach came from them. So how do you do that? How do you say that's paganism, but you can find a lot of your terminology, practices, and ways of life in what I'm believing in? Can't have it both ways. You know what I'm saying? It's confusing how you run in circles. You know what I mean? Well, that ain't right. Well, why we say amen all the time? But Amun Ra, that ain't right. But we keep using it. You know, why we burn candles? Well, it come from here. But that's pagan, that's heathenism. Them people worship voodoo dolls and stuff. You can't have it both ways. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we're taught. We taught two different messages. Everything that you watch on TV is left and right. Just think about right now the election. You got the Republican and Democrat Party battling it out for who's gonna run this country. That message sends that neither one of them got it figured out, obviously. If there was one party that really ran this country all the way well, that would be the party for the United States for the rest of it until this world blow up. So what they tell us as a people, we ain't got this thing figured out. But we fight. Yes, we do. No, we don't. Yes, we do. Yes, we don't. We in a state of confusion constantly. But we don't even realize it. Because we sit here, we'll talk about Donald Trump, you know what I mean, on the average day-to-day basis, and don't even know the man. You get one point of view from one spectrum of information, you know what I mean, and we hit a cash judge. But the first time somebody like, hey man, you in prison, man, you ain't nothing. What's you gonna say? Don't judge me. You don't know me. But we do it all day, you know what I'm saying? But they say what's good for the goose is good for the gander. You got your hand over?
Yeah. I was just saying that because what you just said about the election thing and this and that, I see all that as just entertainment, you know what I'm saying? It's a big old entertainment, man, and the way I see it,
That's exactly what it is, bro.
It's a confusion, you know what I'm saying? Because like if you see it in a way, how long did Gaddafi ran Libya? He ran that country for a long time, 50-some more years. You see what I'm saying? And what they wanted to do, go cause confusion that they got going in their country, go start it up in somebody else's country.
Now just think what I'm saying. That's
You
really,
see what I'm saying?
it's entertainment.
Went over there and killed that man for no reason. Because he been a country for his country for years and years. What you got to do with that?
Well,
Because you can't figure out yours and you want to go mess up somebody else that they got going.
now Gaddafi,
For no righteous reason.
None.
The money's reason why they killed him.
that thing about the entertainment thing, the confusion we have, we confuse our entertainers for our leaders. You know what I'm saying? They're not on TV to lead. They're on TV to entertain. They're on TV to give you something, a narcotic, a mental narcotic, an emotional narcotic, something to make you feel good for the moment. But we like, man, that's what I want to be like. He or she is not there to be there. You know what I'm saying? Because when the lights go off, they're who they are. They go back to their reality.
Who they are,
You know what I'm saying? Because this one of the biggest things I use, I see here, we ain't got that much time. What's that show with the girl on BT, the Dwayne Wade wife?
Kelly Rowland.
Are you talking about Mary Jane?
Yeah, being Mary Jane. Nice thing about this, being Mary Jane. What's her life about? The actress. I mean the Mary Jane character.
Entertainer, TV, something.
Okay, news anchor, and from my understanding, she got like men problems. She sleeping with a lot of men. She confused. Now, what does Gabrielle Union do? What should I say, Gabrielle Wade? What does she do when the cameras go off?
Go back to
Work for the Obama administration.
A faithful woman, a faithful wife,
In politics,
supporting her husband.
Yep.
But they
Everybody
want
wanna
you
be
to, but who they
Mary
want you to
Jane.
be like though?
Mary Jane.
They want you to be Mary Jane. Don't be Gabrielle Wade. Don't be a happy, a family woman. Nah, you be this crazy lady who don't know what the hell she got going on, that's very promiscuous. That's the confusion that they selling us, that we buying. We can't get enough of it. Because nothing could be on TV unless we buy it. In a sense, we buy it by watching it.
By watching the views.
By reading about it, talking about it. That's how we person it. Really, what you buying it really is with your soul. But your soul is attached to your mentality.
Yeah. Hypnotizing you, don't even know it.
But we love it. We love it. That's the same thing talking about, like, you can't complain about this whorish woman, but you kindly making love to her every night. I'm sick of you cheating on me. I'll be here when you get back home, though. You can't have it both ways, bro. You can't have it both ways.
You can't love them till they get well?
Hmm?
You can't love them till they get well?
But are you okay now? You saying get well, love till they get well, but by you being there and letting her do it, you enabling her. So you part of the problem. You part of the disease. You need to, the way to help her is move, leave, let her know that what she's doing ain't right. Because if you stick around, you let her know it's okay to be like that, baby. I'm gonna be here waiting on you. No, that ain't reality.
Somebody else gonna get a dog again.
That's so be it. So be it.
Stuck in
Now see that you have that fear. You've enslaved yourself. You feel to let her go. You are afraid of losing. Let her go. You like it's what? 4 billion women on the planet?
Man,
She ain't the only one, bro.
10 for each man.
It's gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying?
I done been there.
I
You
am
still
too.
there, huh?
I still sleep be in it. I don't even realize it. But like I said, brother, I want brothers also know too that this is an open format. I appreciate brothers coming out, but brothers. Okay.
About 28.
Yeah, I guess next week. This is an open forum, brother. Some brothers come up here. Y'all anything y'all read, anything that y'all come across, anything that you've been able to you feel uplift us, man. Bring it to the floor. You know what I mean? This is open forum. They ain't just me up here talking. I'm just up here. You know what I mean? I'm an extension of you. You know what I mean? If brother got something to say, shoot, come on. Hey, bro, I like to share something. We need it from all angles. I'm just one point of view. I need it from everywhere. Next week, what we're trying to do, we've had it a couple times before. We're gonna try to have brothers from different beliefs, different faiths come here and kind of explain their beliefs. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we tend to cast judgment. Like why? Black race, they crazy, they good, they want to kill our white people. You know what I mean? This would be a chance to come and ask them brothers personally, like, what y'all really believe? You know what I mean? Last time we had the NOI, we had the Catholics, we had Moorish signs, we had a shaman up here. We had Christian, not a particular denomination. This time we're gonna try to have Wiccans. We got Wiccan brothers gonna come. Brothers want to find out what that's about. What's the other one? Who else I gotta come up here? They didn't come. The Sunni. We're trying to get the Sunni brothers up here too. So you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all brothers, man. It's one love. Yes, sir.
I got one question. What is the actual belief of Rastafari?
Now, it's a try a different way. You got the Naya Bengi, and then you got the Bobo Shanti, and you also have the 12 tribe. But the main core belief, you know what I'm saying, is to know oneself. You know what I mean? Of course, head is Celestia, you know what I mean? But it's the main thing to really believe and know who oneself really is. You know what I mean? Not to cast judgment on anyone else's belief. You know what I'm saying? That's not what this trial is about. You know what I'm saying? This tribe, you know what I'm saying, is about also going back to the mentality of our African people, of our African ancestors, you know what I mean? Now the African thing, don't get caught up in the skin color, brother, you know what I mean? African, you know what I'm saying? African American, defined in the dictionary is anybody who can trace their ancestry back to Africa. So who on this United States is not an African American?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? See what I'm saying? So it's about going back to the mentality of who we truly are. You know what I mean? Uplifting our people. You know what I mean? So that's really the root of it. Now you can get into the textbooks where other men have written how they view it, you know what I mean? But it's a self-trial, brother. You know what I mean? It's about self-realization, you know what I'm saying, and mainly uplifting your people.
I and I unity, man.
That's what it is, I and I, brother, for sure. There is no you and I, it's I and I, we got the same. It's I. Okay.